Welcome back to the Thrive 45 Method podcast with me, your host, nutritionist Stacey Nicole Smith. And this is the space where we talk all things weight loss and wellness for the woman in perimenopause and menopause. Now, let's get started with today's episode. Hello, ladies. Welcome back. All right, so today's live, you guys chose to hear about why weight loss and perimenopause is not about willpower, it's all about hormones. So here's the thing. As women, we're kind of, we're conditioned to think that it's a balance of an energy balance of, calories in versus calories out, and how much can we burn off and how much can we exercise and how low can we take our carbs and our calories and we're going to lose weight. And the problem with this is it sounds good in theory, right? But here's the thing, as we enter into perimenopause and then of course menopause after that with the hormonal changes, our hormones are running the show. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So hormones are basically the chemical messengers in our body that dictate how our body stores fat. They dictate our mood, our motivation, our appetite regulation. So when we're having these changes, and namely we're dealing a lot with insulin and we're dealing a lot with cortisol. So if you are trying to drop your calories lower and lower and you're not looking at hormone health, and this means that you could have super low calories, but it doesn't matter because your body is not, if you're not taking care of your hormones, it's not effectively using that food as fuel. Like if your body is insulin resistant, dropping your calories lower and lower is causing more stress and it's increasing cortisol, and that can make you more insulin resistant and create more inflammation. So it doesn't matter how low you drop them, your body is going to be stressed out because of it and hold on to fat, which is very discouraging, right? Because you're like, how low can I drop my calories and I'm not losing weight? This means it's not going to happen. But that's simply not the case. It just means that your body is not working as efficiently. So a different approach is required is all. And one of these, which is hard for a lot of us women to do, and we need to practice at it, is slowing down, chilling out. Because a lot of anxiety can be created when the things we used to do are no longer working and the things we know. But we don't have a 20, 30-year-old body anymore. We have a 40, 50-year-old body, right? So what we want to do is slow down, take a deep breath, and just have a basic understanding, because that helps us wrap our head around the fact that we don't have to restrict so much. This age, this is really good news, by the way. It's not about punishment, which is really what we're used to doing. We call it dieting, but it's really punishment. This is more about nourishment. So we want to just take care of those chemical messengers, those hormones that are dictating how our body is going to use our food and dictating how our body is going to store fat. Not only that's going to dictate our moods, which is really important too when it comes to things like emotional eating, your energy levels, all that kind of good stuff. So what we really want to be focusing on is I want to be able to eat enough that I have a lot of energy, that I feel really good, and that my body is efficiently using the food I'm providing to it and using it as fuel. And when we do this properly, it's going to make our body more efficient at burning that food off and burning off stored body fat. And so weight loss becomes a side effect of taking care of this really from the inside out instead of the Band-Aid solution that we keep slapping on it. So one of the things you want to focus on is starting your day right. I know a lot of women are trying intermittent fasting. Maybe it worked for you a little bit before, maybe it works for your husband. And fun fact, a lot of these studies that have been done were done on men, not on women. We are very, very, very different. And only just now recently are studies starting to be done on women and women's hormones. Like, if you realized how little research has been done on women's health and women's hormones, it would terrify you. It's pretty scary stuff. But anyways, just now they're waking up and starting to do this stuff. So women's bodies and men's bodies obviously are very biologically different, especially as we're going into these hormonal changes. So some of the things you want to look at are, okay, so how do I keep my cortisol, stress hormone levels lower? How do I make my body more sensitive to insulin, meaning my body's going to burn off my food as fuel efficiently, and then if you have excess body fat that you're trying to get rid of, then it's going to effectively burn that off as well. So one of the things we want to do is effectively manage your blood sugar, and you want to start doing that first thing in the morning. Starting your morning off right is going to set you up for the rest of the day. It's going to tell your body you don't need to hold on to fat, you don't need to be stressed out, number one. But number two, it's going to balance out that blood sugar. It's going to help eliminate food cravings, which is a big one, especially at this age. And it's going to help your mood and motivation for the day to stick with it. Then you want to, of course, do a very similar thing for lunch with a proper balance, and you want to do a similar thing for dinner. And you want to try to keep your stress levels as low as possible, and dieting will stress you out. So you don't need to do strict diets. But one of the things you want to look at, and one of the ways you want to kind of manage your plate, is you want to make sure you're having, number one, enough protein. And I know protein's been a big buzzword, and for a reason, right? Like, it's important. And it's important because, number one, it has a higher thermic effect of food, so it actually takes our body more energy to even break it down, which is a very good thing. Number two, it helps to maintain muscle mass, and we tend to lose a little bit as we age. The more muscle mass you have, the higher your metabolism, even at rest. Number three, it's going to help with, maintaining your blood sugar, maintaining steady levels, and it's also going to help in regulating your hunger and keeping you a little bit fuller for longer, which is really important too. What's often not talked about, however, is fiber. Fiber is huge for everybody, really, but especially women at our age. So you want to make sure you're having at least 25, 30 grams of fiber a day. Most women are not getting nearly enough. So if you're going to track everything, I would maybe track, your protein and your fiber every day, just until you get the hang of it, because most people don't really know what a serving is. But additionally, fiber is going to help with your blood sugar balance, but it's also going to help with your gut health. Got to take care of that gut microbiome, because the gut microbiome is instrumental in our hormonal health. They're really tied together. And this kind of stuff is really often overlooked, and people just think, oh, cut calories, it's a calorie deficit. Like, no, you can't calorie deficit your way out of a system that's not firing on all cylinders. It's just going to stress you out more. And not just you mentally, but like your body. And it's going to make it more difficult for you. It doesn't need to be more difficult at all. And it shouldn't be that difficult. You shouldn't need willpower to effectively lose weight. If you are balancing your meals properly for hormonal health, you will never be starving. In fact, you're probably going to feel a heck of a lot better than you do now. So these are some of the things we want to do. You want to give your body what it needs for hormonal health. So again, a proper plate of enough protein, 20, 30, 35 grams of protein per meal. Fiber, go for 10 grams of fiber per meal, because you want to get around 30 a day. And you want to obviously have your micronutrients, veggies. You want to have some fruits. Fruit is not bad for you, by the way. And you want to balance these throughout the day. This is going to help to get your body to start burning your food as fuel, as well as stored body fat that you want to get rid of. It's going to help with your hunger hormones. It's going to help with food cravings. And all around, it's going to make it easier to lose it and then keep it off, because you're not miserable. So the only time you may need willpower is in the very beginning when you're making these changes, and that's simply because you're doing something new and you're learning something new. But once it clicks in and these foods start working effectively for your body and doing what they're meant to do, and you're feeding and fueling yourself properly, there should be no willpower required, because you're not going to have excess hunger and you're not going to have excess cravings, and you're going to have really nice, steady energy. So I hope that helps you guys. As usual, I have something for you. It's the same as I had last week. If you didn't catch it last week, catch it this week, because I'm going to be retiring this one soon. It's very, very good. It takes the guesswork out for you. It's 3 great breakfast recipes, perfect amounts of protein, fiber, and healthy fats. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. That's also important, obviously, for hormonal health, for satiety. And I've already got them balanced out for you, and you want to be having a nice, solid breakfast every morning for effective weight loss and great energy levels, because that's important too. Because what's the point of being like super thin if you feel like garbage and you're really tired all the time? Like, there's no point. But it's also going to be very difficult to get there without the proper hormonal balance, especially as women of our age. We are thriving at this age, right? So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. Oh, so if you want the breakfast, they're dairy free too. Just comment the word below breakfast, and I will happily send this over to you, or send me a private DM. Anyway, hope that helps, and leave your comments below if you have any questions. Have a great rest of your day. Bye. Thanks for listening. I hope you found this episode helpful. If so, please be sure to like and subscribe to be notified when new episodes are released. Episodes like this are released weekly for all things weight loss and wellness with a woman in perimenopause and menopause. And for other ways I can help you, please be sure to visit the show notes or visit my bio. Thanks for listening. Bye.